Hey everyone, welcome back to SRC Names. This is going to be my 11th video in my 20-part series of going through my entire names list in reverse alphabetical order in celebration of 2,000 names. So we are just about halfway there in terms of videos. So first of all, I wanted to get into the new names that I've added. And all of these boys' names come from Amaryllis. We have Gael, Galvin, which is a really cool alternative to Calvin. Gallagher, I have only seen as a last name, and so it's really cool to see this as a first name, so I added it. And then Ferdinand, I have also seen as a last name, and have always liked it. So I added that. And then Percival has a really cool sound to it, and I like Percy as a nickname, so I added that. And then for the girls, I discovered that I have all these Kaylin spellings, but not the spelling of my friend Kaylin, so I added that. Then I have Galatea, Galilea, Galilee, and Gilda, all coming from Amaryllis in her latest video. And then Glenn with an N-E at the end in order to make it more French-like, I guess, and more feminine, of course. I really like the spelling. And then also from Amaryllis's list is Leocadia. And then one that I had just heard a few moments ago is Glendy, which I added. I think it could serve as a great alternative or maybe even a nickname to Glenda. And so in this video are all the J names on my list. So we start with the boys. We have Jace, which is a nice nickname for Jason, perhaps an alternative spelling of it. And then Jackson. I've always been a fan of this spelling. I haven't really been much of a fan of the spelling with an X. I think this spelling kind of makes it more traditional, and so I really like it. So there are some trendy spellings that I don't like, and Jackson with an X is one of them, but plenty of them that I do like, as you'll see a little bit later in this list. So we have Jacob next, which has been a top 10 for a while, up until recently. Then Jacobson and Jacoby, those two are nice variants of Jacob. Then I think the next one is Jacopo, another name that I only saw and never heard. Then we have the Jaden. The first three Jadens in my list, all relatively uncommon. The first one I like the best. It's a streamlined spelling, and I think it fits well. Then we have Jalen with a similar spelling. Then Jaden with another interesting spelling to me. Jacob and Jacoby with a K. And then Jalen again. Jamie, which I consider more of a girl's name, but I have seen it on a few boys, and so I added it. I think it can also be used for a boy, so I consider it unisex, but I think of a girl once I hear the name. Then we have Jared, Jaren, Jarrett, Jaren with an O. And then a really cool spelling of Jarrett reminds me of Garrett. Then Jared with an I and with a Y. And then Jason, which it has been a really popular name, I think, in the 70s, as I recall seeing. Then Jasper, Javier, Jason, really trendy spelling of Jason, which I like and had recently added. And then Jacob with a Y. And then my preferred spelling of Jaden, then Jaden with an I, my preferred spelling of Jalen, and then Jalen with an I, and with an O. All these other spellings I like, just not as much as Jalen with a Y and an E. Then we have Jason with a Y, then Jaylani, Jericho, Jesper, and Joffrey. And finally, I've been getting into a lot of H names recently, including names with H sounds in it, and Jorge is one of them, which I think is relatively popular in South America and in Spain. And so now for the girls, we have Jacelyn, JC, Jacinda. This one I think could be Jacelyn or Jacqueline. Then Jada. This spelling of Jacelyn I saw when I was first collecting names from a TV show. Then we have Jalen with two N's. These are relatively unique spellings of Jalen, and I really like them, especially for a girl. Then we have Jada, Jamie. I don't really like this spelling as much, but it's growing on me, so I added it a while ago. And then Jaira, or I guess it could be Jaira. Jakayla, I really like this name. Jayliana, I think it is, which is another nice one. And then Jaylene, Jamie, my preferred spelling. Jamila, the name that I recently added, which reminds me of Camila. And then Janelyn, Janelia, Janessa, Janetta, Janet, Janie or Janie, probably Janie. Then Janice, Janinka. Then Geraldine reminds me of Caroline, so I added it. I really like it. A feminized spelling of Jason, which I like. And then Jaya or Jaya. JC, which reminds me of Casey. I like this spelling. Jayla. And then a rather trendy spelling of Jaylene. I can't talk tonight. And then Jaylene again. Sort of a mix between the two spellings. And then Jalen. I like because it reminds me of my friend Kaylin. And then Jama. Jaslyn, which is rather unique. I like it. Then Jella. Jenny Lee, as in Jenny Lee Harrison. Jenna. Jennifer. A relatively popular name in the 70s and 80s, I think. And then Jensen. Jerry. A feminized spelling of that. Jerica. Geraldine, I like as a sort of girl Jerry variant. Then Jessamy. Jessamy for some reason reminds me of Bellamy. And then Jessica. Jester. Esther is crushing on me quite a bit. I might even add it to my top 20. And so Jester reminds me of Esther. And this name you might see as a really interesting spelling of a rather unusual spelling of Julie at first, but I heard somebody on a TV show pronounce her name as Julie. So that's what drew me into that name. So not only a unique spelling, but a unique pronunciation. I really like it. Then we have Jordan, which for the longest time I thought of as only a guy's name, but I'm really getting used to it for a girl. And then Joya, another one that I saw on a TV show. Then Juliana, Julianne, Juliet. All three of these names I just really like the suffixes of, and Juliet spelled that way can maybe clear up some confusion if maybe you don't want to get this Juliet confused with the female main character in Romeo and Juliet. So I really like that spelling. And with that, hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching.